Hello everyone and welcome back to another BrickSide Chat. We're on episode 26 this week, and again we have a good amount of questions. Something I really like about this little series is that a lot of people have similar questions, so I feel like if I answer them in this video, new sellers or anyone who has questions can watch these, based on what the title says and stuff, and hopefully find an answer to their question. Small announcement though, and it kind of goes with the first question. I normally wouldn't answer this in a video, but first question is from Brian Sperry, who says, where do you get your trays? And I imagine you're talking about our little parting out, or our little like sorting divider trays. We got them on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description below, but the reason that ties into an announcement is because the website will be coming up, or coming out relatively soon this week. It'll be like a quiet, I guess, open or quiet release. It's not going to be like a big thing or anything, but in the coming, I'm hoping like 3 days, maybe a little more than that, but the website will be up and running, and on that we'll have a page where it shows all of our stuff that we use, and if it's on Amazon, or links and stuff where you can hopefully find all the items. So but Brian, I got those trays on Amazon. Link will be in the description below. Another reason I like this series, like I said, is just because everyone can hopefully find an answer to their question. And one of those I think is perfect here from Bricks After Work, who says, I'm a new store. I followed your tips. I have 11,000 parts and almost 1,200 lots. My prices are the 6-month average. I ship next day. And at this point, I've only had 2 orders in 2 weeks. So my question is it the name, or does it really take time? And the truth is, I really do think it takes time. BrickLink is not at all a fast process. It does take time. You need to slowly build up your inventory. In addition to that, you need to build up a customer base. If you haven't had many orders, when someone comes to your store and they see 1, 2, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7 orders, it's clear that you're not a huge store yet. So it does take time. When I started this years ago, I don't think I had 11,000 pieces. Actually, I know I did not have 11,000 pieces, but orders were very slow. In addition to that, this is a recent comment, meaning you're talking about probably the past 2, maybe 3 weeks now. Even our sales the past 2 or 3 weeks have not been great. They haven't been anything spectacular. So I feel like part of it is August. August is definitely, at least for us, and I feel like a couple more BrickLink sellers, a down month. So that's possible for you. It may just not be a good month. But it does take time. You do have to continue, getting consistent feedback, positive feedback, all that kind of stuff. So keep going at it. It does take time, but for anyone out there who's waiting for orders, that's part of it. One little tip I'd say, if you are a smaller store, 10,000, 11,000 pieces or something, you can lower your 6-month sales average by 5-10%. That'll bring your store up on the list of when someone searches like a 2x2 brick or whatever significantly, because everyone lists them at 6-month sales average. Almost, not everyone, but a lot of people do. If you lower yours, now you'll go up on that list quite a bit. So that could also bring more orders to your store. 5%, you don't lose a ton of money, but it could raise or bring you more sales. So little tip there. Hopefully that helps. Next question is from Assist Official, who says, hi, I had my first order shipped out. The order had a new minifig that was sent to me, or sent to one of my buyers. Essentially, this is a long comment, but this buyer was upset that the minifig was assembled, even though it was listed as new. And Assist Official asks, am I wrong in assembling the minifig? So we personally assemble our minifigs. Now, that might not be something we continue to do in coming months or years, but temporarily we do, primarily so that we know that there's a head, there's a torso, there's an accessory, whatever goes in that bag, we know is in there because we can see the minifig built. Now what we do is on our terms page, we have it listed very clearly that it says all minifigs come assembled. So when a buyer comes to our store, if they don't read the terms page, obviously they won't know. But if they read the terms page, they will know that, okay, the minifig I order, it's in new condition, but it is assembled. I think you said you got negative feedback on that or something, and that's really unfortunate. Some buyers just aren't kind and stuff when it comes to that. As long as it's listed in your terms page, I think it's okay. I think technically on BrickLink, it is considered used if it has been assembled at all. So I don't think technically you're supposed to sell them as assembled. And again, that might be something we start to do in the future, just keep them disassembled. It does take more time to assemble them as well. But the reason we do it again is to make sure everything's in that bag. But I don't personally think that you're in the wrong for shipping it assembled. Just write in your terms that it is going to be assembled. Next question is from Mike Worst, who's a patron. So thank you for being a patron. We got a new patron this week. So thank you for all the patrons who are out there. If you're not part of our Patreon page, you can go ahead and click the link in the description below if you'd like to join it. Mike asks, any thoughts or suggestions on getting insurance to cover your inventory? Possibly an addendum to homeowner's policy or personal articles policy. yes, that is a discussion we've had, is talking about getting insurance or working on insurance for this. We don't have it at the moment. If you are the homeowner, you technically could, I think, add an addendum or something to your homeowner's policy on your house. If there's a fire, whatever it might be, it could be covered. The downside to insurance: one, you could get a lot of money, or you could get the money back for the pieces. But all the time that you put in, I'm not saying we shouldn't get insurance. We're going to. But the time we put into these pieces, like, there's no way in getting that back. So to actually build up our inventory back to 150,000 parts, if something were to happen, would be really difficult. But yes, we are going to get insurance to cover our inventory very soon, actually. So, if you're a smaller store and you're located in your house, you're not official business or anything, you can probably go to your homeowner's insurance if you own a home and stuff and do something like that. But we're going to go get the proper business insurance for our inventory. Kenneth Anderson asks a few questions. One, are you always sticking to the 3 times part of value, or have you ever gone lower? We have gone lower, definitely gone lower. Probably 2.5 is about the lowest we'll go. We have accidentally gone lower. I don't know, maybe a month ago now, Paul actually went and he did this Walmart circle and went around to like 26 Walmarts or something like that. And we found this one Batman set. And he texted it to me, and I didn't check the price, but he said, is this a good one? It parted out for 2.8, or we thought it parted out for 2.8. And then I went to make a video on our haul video of it, and then it didn't part out for 2.8. It parted out for like 1.9 or something like that. It was terrible. But yes, we've gone lower. About 2.5 is the absolute lowest we'll go generally, on purpose. On accident, we might go to 2 on accident. What is the average part out multiplier you buy sets, or when you buy sets? Usually it's just about 3. We usually don't get a ton more than 3, maybe like 3.2, 3.4, if that's what you're asking. I think that's what you're asking. It is hard, at least especially right now, this year, 2020, to get up above 3. And then your last question is, what is the best multiplier been? We had one that was like an 8.5 times part out value. It was, what was it? It was a Powerpuff Girls set, or Powerpuff set, whatever it was, and it was like an 8 point something times part out value. Now, those pieces don't sell fantastically, so at the end of the day, it was probably, for the parts that did sell, maybe like 2.5 to 3 times. In terms of pieces that are out of our store now, but eventually over time that will pay off. But yeah, 8 times or over 8 times was really awesome. Unfortunately, it wasn't on a set that was really great. I wish it was on a great set, but we've also had like 4, 5, 6 times like early in the year in January during the Walmart clearance for the holidays. We had some high values over there. A few more questions actually. One question is, when a drawer, tray, or bin is completely empty from your inventory, you've sold all the parts, is there something you need to update on BrickLink? Simple answer is no. Once, let's say one of our bins is empty, 2x6 blue bricks. If you guys need 2x6 blue bricks, we have a ton of them. Please buy them. I don't even know if we've sold one ever. But let's say we sold all of our 2x6 blue bricks. If we have, on BrickLink, we just have a 0 inventory, and now we have an empty bin. And your second question here is, do you stick those drawers to the side and refill with something else when you're parting on a new set? Exactly. So the drawers, once they're done, they go to the side, and then we, if we're parting on a new set and there's nothing in this empty drawer that sits, we actually sit them on top of our shelves. Then it comes over here, and we add pieces and input that drawer into the inventory when we're uploading, and then it just reassigns that drawer to this new piece. Once all the pieces are sold out, unless you retain your items, which most people don't, unless you retain the items, there is no drawer assigned, or no piece assigned to that empty drawer. Next question is from Mark Ruiz, who asks, would you recommend starting out with popular bestseller sets as an initial inventory? Yes, I would. And what I would recommend, if you're able to, is get the classic sets. They're the ones in the yellow boxes and stuff. If you can get those to part out for 3 times value or something, higher, potentially, those sell really well because they have bricks, plates, they have generic pieces that people always need. So I would say those, if you're talking about bestsellers or initial, popular or bestsellers as an initial inventory, those are the pieces to go for. I think classic sets, because they do sell very well. Other than that, at the end of the day, when you're starting your inventory, it's really just what sets you're able to buy or what pieces you're able to get or whatever it might be at a good price, because you are starting up. So you need to have it start at a good price so you can continue growing, as opposed to start at a loss and then you're losing money for a while. That wouldn't make sense. So I would say classic sets are the best ones to start with, in my opinion. Other people could have different opinions. Last question of the week. Chris from Great Brick Lab, Chris is also a patron, says, when do you hope to start paying yourselves for the BrickLink store? And the answer to that is I'm not sure yet. We're paying ourselves back very slowly. Obviously, I'd say 90% of the profits, roughly, are getting reinvested right back into the store. I'd say maybe 15% of the additional profits each month we're paying ourselves back for the initial investment very slowly. But once that's all paid back, I think we'll look into potentially paying ourselves. My goal is to have everyone paid back 100% by the end of the year, which is totally possible, as long as we don't want to continue growing at the rate we have, or if we ever have a great deal. So one month we might have a great deal and go buy 12 Lego sets or 12, I don't know, whatever. Then we may not pay ourselves back that month at all. So it really depends. But hopefully by the end of the month, the end of the year, we'll all be paid back, and then starting in 2021, we can look into potentially paying ourselves for the hours worked and stuff next year. We'll see though. I'm not sure yet. Those are all the questions we have for this week. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This is a weekly series we do every week answering your guys' questions. And as always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. I'll answer them next week in next episode of BrickSide Chat. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you all in the next one.